What's going on, y'all? Back in a new damn video. Let's go Birds. Should have came in earlier this week. Had stuff going on. Also seen YouTube was shut down at one point. Something happened for like an hour or so. I don't know what happened. I was just getting ready to go on and make a video, and bang, that came up. And I said, what the hell is going on? But let's get right down to it. Eagles versus Carolina Panthers in Philadelphia. This right here is a tested game for me. Okay? Was last week a tease against a bad team, or was this the team that we know they can be? Okay, and the reason I say that is because they played the way they played last year. And I keep pointing to last year because last year they were so successful, and this is almost the same team, just a couple missing pieces. Yes, some key pieces, but just a couple missing. Look, if they go out there this week and they do what they did, I'm not saying put up 31 points and blow Carolina out. If the game's still close, but our defense looks somewhat solid, and our offense played like they did last week, not completely all the way, because there's going to be sacks. Because, first off, Carolina has a better defense than the Giants do. They're a better team overall than the Giants are. They got a better head coach than the Giants. They got a better quarterback. All of it, okay? What I'm saying is this. If they go in there, if they come in here, and we can put up, you see Wentz still getting more comfortable in the pocket, still doing his thing, slinging the ball down the field, and we win the game, I'll say, you know what, we're back, and we're going to make some noise. And you know what, it's better to do it now than be like, some teams. Kansas City is going to be phenomenal, so I'm not dissing them. But, for example, Kansas City in years past, I will say, they could do it this year too. Who cares? Who's quarterback? 5-0 at one point last year, then just started sinking. We started out 1-1, I think 2-1, something like that. Then boom, ripped off from like 11-1 at one point. I'm not saying this is going to happen now because we're sitting at 3-2, but or 3-3, sorry. What I'm saying is this. If they can go in there and show me what they did last week was not a fluke or they're playing a bad team, if they can go in there and play really good on defense, the offense can do their thing, I'll be satisfied. Okay? Do we win this game? I'm not sitting here to make predictions. I will say this, though. We have had success against Cam Newton in Philadelphia and in general. Last year, it went to Carolina, played them in Carolina, and as you guys know, played them in Carolina. The refs were trying to, basically take the game from us. We kept playing and fighting and fighting. I think we picked off Cam like 4 times that game or whatever. Then the one time in Philly, 2015, I was there for that game. I know it was 2015, but still, I think we beat him like 44 to like 10 or something like that. I can't remember the score. But yeah. What we need to do on defense is this. Last week, I seen they did a lot more press than they did zone. They're always in the zone stuff. 5 yards, 10 yards off the receiver. Jim Schwartz loves that shit, doesn't he? We all know that. Last week, they played a little more man, a little more press. And I think at one point, Rasul Douglas was at safety from what people were telling me that were at the game. I wasn't there, so you can't see the whole entire defense on the field from sitting on your television. Maybe they were rotating people. They were trying things out in the middle of the game. I don't know. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to get too excited about he did man and press for the first time in forever. You know why? Because I think, don't get me wrong, the Giants have way better receivers than Carolina. But they didn't respect Eli's arm. They knew Eli's shit was shot. And they knew if we put pressure on him, he's going to be throwing balls this way, throwing balls that way. Where with Cam, I'm not saying he's the best quarterback. I personally think he's up and down, wishy-washy. He doesn't have a touch pass. I've been saying since 2013. Okay, 2013, 14, 15, all the way up to now. He just throws zip balls. Boom, 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 boom. There's a beautiful, right in the middle of the zone defense. Boom, a linebacker on Drake Olsen. All you do is loft it perfectly in there. It's lofted, but it also has a lot of zip on it. Maybe his arm's just that strong. But what I'm saying is, that's what Cam is. Wishy-washy quarterback, up and down. He could be consistent. But if you keep him inside the pocket, which is what we need to do, for a whole, of course, not the whole game you're going to keep him in the pocket. There's no way you can contain him for that long. No, especially this defense. We play terrible against running quarterbacks, okay? I don't know what the issue is with that. It's been going on for years. But what I'm saying is this. If you can contain him within the pocket, okay, and make him throw through the pocket almost half the game, or as long as you can contain him, he's tend to make mistakes. He's going to throw interceptions. He's going to do certain things. So that's what we need to do. I think it's going to be a good game. You look at some of the Carolina's games. They lost last week to the Washington Redskins. Sorry about that. They lost last week to the Washington Redskins, and some people say they should have beat the Giants. Some people say that they should have won that game. It was at 4th and 1. Was it 4th and 1? No, 3rd and 1. And I think they did like a halfback draw, or they did They gave it to him, to Christian McCaffrey, and people say he didn't pick up the first down. They rushed to the huddle real quick, spiked the ball, and at first it said 4th and 1 on the board, and then it swapped to 2nd and whatever, and they kicked a 63-yard field goal to win the game. First they were blowing out the Giants. Giants came all the way back and whatever. So that gives me a little confidence. Okay, they almost lost to the team that we beat the hell out of. Of course, we always beat the hell out of the Giants anyway, so I'm not really that concerned with that. They did lose to Washington, okay, but I'm not trying to go look at their past wins and losses this season. I'm looking at who we're facing. We're facing Cam Newton, of course. They got DJ Moore, who is a speedster. This guy's got speed, so that's what we got to watch out for a little bit. And Christian McCaffrey out the backfield. Christian McCaffrey is a stud, in my opinion. He's worth the 8th overall pick. It depends, because for me, 8th overall pick at running back. First off, when I thought the Giants taking Saquon Barkley, number 2 was pretty crazy, because don't get me wrong, he's still a hell of a talent, but you need a quarterback. And Darnold was there, many other talents, and I still think it was a good pick they made. It wasn't a bad pick, but what I'm saying is, I still think taking a running back that high is, like wow. Even though he's a hell of a talent, I watched his whole career, and I was like, this dude's a stud, and I won't lie, just because he's a division rival. You know what I mean? But Christian McCaffrey's type where he's not an all-purpose back. He can't just run it every down for 20-something carries, plus catch out of the backfield. Now, he did that in Stanford, and I thought he could have come into the league. But the more I watch it, he reminds me of Darren Sproles. He's more like a slot receiver and plays running back because he's so shifty in his routes. Now, would I take that 8th overall? If someone came to me and said, hey, Darren Sproles, he's entering the draft right now, after you see all of his career accolades, and he's 21 years old, would you take him? I would say, yeah. At 8, though, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying Christian McCaffrey's bad, but I just look at that. I look at all-purpose yards, things like that. Not all-purpose yards, sorry, all-purpose backs. Like guys that can just pound it. You can pound it with them 20 times a game. Plus they can catch it. Plus they can do all these freakish things. But I think McCaffrey's a stud, and we got to watch out for him, especially with our linebackers, who Jordan Hicks hasn't played well since, 2015? Well, obviously 2015. He hasn't played well since his injuries that he's had. Nigel Bradham can definitely do something there, but we'll see what happens. Let's go Birds. Like if you subscribe and comment below, and tell me how you guys feel below. Who do you think is going to win, and what do you think we got to do? Is this a tested game for you guys too, just like me, or what is it? Go Birds.